Hello, my name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music. As a musician myself, today I'm doing a request for MDS on Patreon. Feel My Blade from Final Fantasy IX. That is a sick title. I love cool song titles. This is Feel My Blade, which is actually a pretty popular request in my comment section, and probably one of the bigger requests for FF9 in general. So I'm just really quick, I'm doing all my FF9 stuff before I start my first playthrough of it. I'm pretty excited, which is pretty much happening tomorrow. As you're seeing this, I probably already started, which is right here on Hey Uncle Jesse at Twitch, and my VODs will be at Jesse's VODs, my second YouTube channel. Anyways, Feel My Blade, pretty short, but let's just see what the hype is about. Nobuo Matsu, Feel My Blade. Oh man. Well, that was a big change. Is it building up? Yeah. Turn it up. Okay. Whoa, this is... This is such a bizarre sounding song. Well, it is indeed a short song. That's okay. I still got a lot to talk about. Okay, so this is now my 9th song that I've heard from this game. And so far, one of the more suspenseful ones. There's been a lot of variety. I've heard just about every genre I can imagine. A lot of moods too. I don't know what to feel during half of these, but this one being one of them. But this one falls in line to me with more of like conflict, fight, battle, boss, etc. There's action here. There's something. There has to be. Very suspenseful. A lot of chords were suspenseful as well. Percussion was very in line with that as well. But also, I got this kind of unique feeling of royalty. It sounded very... I don't know the proper term here. I keep saying the word Renaissance, but I don't know if that's accurate. But, you know, royalty, kings, knights, horses with the... Was it javelin? No. Joust. All that stuff, right? Like, think of the last scene of the Alice in Wonderland type of thing. I just see that. Well, with this sound. Also, because of that character right there. Huh. What's it called? Feel My Blade. Yeah, and then the title, right? Feel My Blade. Very very conflict sounding. This thing had two separate opposing feelings to me. First one is that it sounded simultaneously evil and nice. It was hard to grasp. It was interesting. It's very Nobuo to me, but there was times where it just like the melodies were like battling each other, where it sounded very hopeful and yay to and nay. And then at the same time, I had this really unique experience with this one. Out of all the Nobuo songs I've heard, this one sounded kind of like how do I explain this? The only way I can describe it is like old school Nobuo versus like the later games. So even though I haven't heard much old stuff, when I hear those like single note melody lead lines that are kind of prevalent in a lot of FF themes, that just kind of like happy melody type of thing, I think of more of like the older sound. So that was here while having kind of like I hope this makes sense. Like it just sounds like two eras of him were happening at the same time. It sounded kind of like older quality, almost MIDI like, with actual instrumentation that was really big and epic. That's the only way I can describe it. My brain doesn't make sense sometimes, I'm sorry. But for example, I went to Distant Worlds, which I still can't believe I went to that, but I went to Distant Worlds, and they played a lot of songs that I've never heard of throughout the whole series. But to be completely honest, is a lot of the songs I've never even reacted to on the channel, but I don't remember them because I hear thousands of songs all the time. So none of them like really like stuck with me. But what I'm saying is like I have the idea of those like first 5 or 6 games. I hope this is making sense. And then what I would consider like 7 to 10 would be this kind of like newer sound. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a newbie. But I'm just saying it just sounds kind of like old and new. Or let's just say the PlayStation era versus like the non-PlayStation era, the NES stuff. Either way, it was conflicting and it was like really odd to hear, but it was cool. And then that also kind of went with the whole evil and nice thing too. So it was like the whole thing just felt like clashing, which is a funny word to use here because clash. But yeah, I could see why it's, I'm guessing actually, being the popularity that it has, it's probably a significant battle theme. When I get really big requests, it's either A, incredibly catchy or just amazing, right? Or B, significant boss battle. And to me, that sounded like a significant boss battle. Now, of course, I would just throw things out into the wilderness. I could just be walking through an aquarium. Who knows? But with the title, the way it sounded, the conflict, and the amount of requests, I would say that's pretty... Kind of like Dark Messenger, for example. When I got that one, that was a huge one. That was my most requested. And by the way that one sounded, I'm assuming that's also a boss. So that's where I'm at with this one. It was good though. I really enjoyed it. But it was, for just those under 3 minutes, it was really like conflict over and over. That's the word of the whole video, was conflict. Everything was conflicting me, and I didn't know where it was going to go. And what else is new? It's Nobuo Uematsu. But he's become one of my favorite composers for sure. I had no idea who he even was. And then all of a sudden, like some of my favorite things that I still listen to like all the time. Like I have my own playlist and Nobuo's in there. So I don't know, dude. I don't know how he's made so many songs for so many games, and that they're all pretty much a legendary status. I don't know. It's turning into a Nobuo praise video, but honestly, it's just impressive. as a writer myself, as a performer, it seems like I could never reach that, like, stratosphere. It seems unfathomable. And he's still doing stuff. I don't know if he's still like composing for games, but I'm sure he's still making music. This person has a billion notes in his head. Nothing goes to waste, type of thing. Like, he hears something, boom, make something out of it. Inspirational. Anyways, thank you, MDS. Thank you to the Final Fantasy fans, and especially the 9 fans, to my patrons who you see here, and then to my platinum supporters, Kevin, Patrick, Shadow Maxim, Vanadel, Kalanin, Gardeline, Mushimari, Justin, and Nox. Thanks to you for watching. I will see you in Final Fantasy IX, both at twitch.tv, Hey Uncle Jesse, and Jesse's VODs on YouTube. Until next time, dudes and dudettes, my name is Jesse. Take it easy.